AITA for returning the money my husband took from my family for attending our cookout? For context, my F28 husband M33 comes from a wealthy family and he himself has inherited a number of assets from his relatives. One of them is this huge house where we live right now, with a pool and a huge backyard with lots of features. We decided to host our first cookout after we got married 7 months ago, and we invited both his and my family. That was on Friday. Both families came and we had lots of fun, then everyone went home later. I then got a phone call from Mom and she didn't sound okay. She asked whether or not my husband took money from his family before they attended the cookout. I was confused. I asked what she was talking about and she told me that my husband charged every single person from my side of family who attended the event $25. I was utterly shocked and very angry and felt like this has legitimately damaged my relationship with most of my family because almost all of them came over. Not just that, but he got $275 from them. I was so livid I hung up the phone and confronted him immediately. He told me my family got to enjoy the space and view and said that I should think of it as a resort cookout since this house has lots of luxuries. I told him it was a horrible thing for him to do and that what made it worse is the fact that his family didn't pay like mine had to. He laughed, then reminded me that his family gave him this house. I demanded he give the money back, but he said no and that he won't even give it to me since the house is technically his. I went and took the money and gave everyone who paid their money back with a sincere apology from me. My husband found out and flipped out at me, calling what I did an overstepping and disrespectful. I told him he shouldn't have taken money from my family for being guests at our house. But he corrected me saying it's his house and said that he'd bet my family had never got to attend a cookout at a house like this and that it was just $25, but I disrespected him and went behind his back and took money that wasn't mine. We stopped talking after this argument and he keeps venting to his mom about me taking his money that he earned his own way. Did his personality do a 180 after you got married or something? I can't wrap my head around you marrying someone who thinks so little of you and your family. NTA. Sorry for my English, but how many times will he have to say, my house, for you to understand he will never see you as his equal partner? How many times will he have to be disrespectful and condescending to your family for you to see all the red flags he wave in front of you? NTA. I hope this isn't a true story, because your husband sounds like the world's biggest awe. Needless to say, NTA, your husband's reasoning makes no sense. Who charges people, let alone family, to come to their house and have a party? That's psychotic. NTA. Also, I'm pretty sure this relationship is going to head into abuse territory if it isn't there already. Alienating someone from their family is part of how an abuser gains control of them and makes them feel like they don't have anywhere else to go. Once you feel like you don't have anyone besides him, he will be able to treat you any way he wants and feel confident you won't leave. His lack of caring about your feelings on this also concerning. NTA. Don't you realize that you are a guest in that house? That is his home, not yours. So you are married? Big deal. What is his and what is yours is his. He keeps venting to his mom about me taking his money that he earned his own way. First, this might be the only time he has ever earned any money. Second, he isn't venting to mommy. He is crying to his mommy and involving her in things that are none of her business. This is just between you and him. By the way, mommy's boys never make good husbands. Hopefully, you do not have children, so the divorce should be pretty painless and you can easily block him and go no contact. If you think this is going to get better, think again. Info. Op. How long have you known your husband? This is not normal behavior. Has he ever shown you this side of himself before? And, do you have a prenup? NTA girl, move, run, anything to get away from that walking red flag. NTA. Your husband sounds pretentious and entitled. It's clear he looks down on your family. And I doubt you are excluded from the judgment. This is a huge red flag that he may try to separate you from your family in the future. Came here to point out that if he thought it was so reasonable, why didn't he tell you? NTA. What? You don't ask guests to pay to come to a party that you invite them to. Especially not just some of the guests. If the two of you were not financially well off, it could conceivably be okay to ask everyone to chip in a bit to help with the expenses. This does not apply when you are so wealthy that your relatives gave you a big house for free. I'm hoping this isn't real. NTA. Your husband is rude and selfish and disrespectful, and I think you need to set some ground rules. Immediately. Otherwise it'll be "it's my house. It's my house" for the rest of your married life. NTA. Did you sign a prenup acknowledging the house is his alone? You need to stop doing anything in his house. Don't clean or maintain anything. Your husband is an AH, and you need to think hard about staying in a relationship with a misogynist who probably considers you a possession as well. NTA. Wow, that's some deep cheapskate behavior he took part in. It was also totally classless. Who invites family to a cookout at their own house and charges a fee for the view? Bonkers. I'll take stories that didn't happen for $500. YTA for posting this 100% false story. I'd be moving out of his house. Your husband is a classless and I can't imagine this is the first time he has shown this entitlement side of himself. Why did you marry this jerk? This totally blew my mind. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this kind of behavior. NTA. And consult a lawyer ASAP to protect your assets and rights. Even if he thought it was appropriate to charge guests for a barbecue, he didn't talk to you about it beforehand. He went around your back and then complains when you do the same thing and give it back? Run, girl. Run from this abusive loser. The red flags are massive and won't shrink. Wow, NTA, but you honestly should not be married to him. He has many red flags. Don't glide it over just because you're married. He has made it a point to say that it's his house. It's not yours. It'll only get worse from here. He'll end up treating you and your family members worse. Don't make excuses for him. No way this is true. There is no way this is real. Just no way. NTA. What he did is disgusting, condescending, and disrespectful.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.